Let's go. Yep. The dude. Well. This is going to be that season music. I can't let y'all hear this too many times. But I said I'd do it again today. Let's go. It is a great day to be a Dallas Cowboy fan. Amen. God, family, not football, the Dallas Cowboys. Oh yeah, Dallas Cowboys. We are going to talk about it today. The Dallas Cowboys have been set up to have an incredible season. I'm just telling you. If you don't want to be hyped about the Dallas Cowboys, I'm just going to tell you, you might as well leave this channel. I am so hyped about this Dallas Cowboys season. Man, I'm laughing at people talking about, oh, the schedule. Oh, the schedule is hard. Oh, that's what we want. Why would we want an easy schedule? Somebody explain that to me. Why would the Dallas Cowboy fans want an easy schedule? So then when we tear the league up, somebody says, well, the schedule was easy. Nah, we want the schedule to be hard. Yep. Let's go. Man, I've been gone for a minute. We under construction. Still got some more to go. But I had to come back today. We're gonna go for a couple of hours today, man. We got some great topics coming up. Let's talk about those. Let's get those topics, and then I'm gonna give the welcome as more people come in. Let's go. So, today our topics are going to be, again, the Dallas Cowboys schedule. We're gonna look at it one more time. Then we're gonna look at a couple of things that are going around about the Thursday games. People are in their feelings because we got 6 Thursday games. They know what time it is. Everybody talking about the Kansas City Chiefs. Okay, what about them? They're not America's team. We're America's team. And don't you forget it. Don't you forget it. Yes, sir. Then we're going to talk about this difficult stretch. Some are saying there's a difficult stretch for the Cowboys. I'm not buying it. I'm not buying it. I'm not whining and crying. I don't know what people think this is. I love it. We are the Dallas Cowboys. Everything needs to be difficult for us because when the breakthrough comes, the breakthrough is that much better. Then we'll conclude. Maybe there'll be some things that'll come up while we're on the live. But again, those are the topics for today. Welcome, Cowboy fans and Cowboy hitters alike. I'm the G, and I'm the host of Let's Talk Cowboys. And if you haven't become, please like, share, subscribe. Like as you come in. Share, subscribe if you haven't. Share this content. Let people know about Let's Talk Cowboys. Let's go. Let's get this roll call. We're going to keep the same music. My man, the dude. Where you been, man? You been on vacation? What's going on with you? My man, the dude. He said, I love to be as optimistic as you, G. That week number 12 through 17 stretch looks to be brutal if you ask me. We'll look at it today. He said, I'd be impressed with 10 wins. You're going to be more than impressed. Yes, sir. C. Bays in the crib. Jared Thomas. Dak Prescott, #1 fan. I'm #2. Let's go. My man, Blue Star, Dallas TV. What up? He said, what up, G, man? It's been a minute. What's cracking? Yeah, man, I had to do some, man. Boy, you'll see in the next few days, Blue Star. Boy, I've been doing some stuff. Sometimes I overdo it. When I do things, I do things. So you'll see how the studio gonna look here in the next couple of weeks. I've been under construction, but we back at it. Let's go. Jared. Hey, man, let me tell you something. Man, I'm gonna release a video about Shady McCoy, Jared. You gonna probably like, because this dude Shady McCoy, he straight up said, nah, man, the Cowboys are America's team. He straight up said it. He said, ain't nothing nobody can do. The Cowboys are America's team. Stephen White, what's going on? My sister Angie the Rebel Chicks. She said, how we feeling today? We feeling good. We Cowboy fans. We ain't got no choice. Let's go. Steve White, what's up? He said, fire, Pure Gaming. What's up with you? Good to see you in here. LaQueen, my sister, what's going on? She said, hello all. Yep. Pure Gaming. He said, man, those Thursday games on Prime make you want to go to sleep. Hey, man, I'm going to be fully awake. Papa J, what's going on? He said, like and subscribe. I agree. Kevin Hicks in the crib. He said, let's go. Sean Shizzle, he said, yo, let's go. We got it. Jameson Taylor, what's going on? Hope all is well with you. Manuel, what's up? He said, Cowboys need to drink Mountain Dew. Hey. I tell you what, if you're talking about staying awake, it'll definitely keep you awake. Dominique Pittman, what's going on in the crib? Dennis Hendricks in the crib. All right, let's get this thing going. Let's go. People be asking me like, who made those beats? Where do you get those beats from? Those beats are me. Yeah. Let's go. All right. So let's look at this Cowboys schedule again. Let's look at this Dallas Cowboys schedule once again. And I think this Dallas Cowboys schedule, I don't know. Maybe I'm just looking at this thing different. I just don't see what some people are talking about. I've been seeing what some people are talking about. This schedule is hard. What? Man, stop it. I'm with my sister Angie, the Rebel Chick. She said, I want all the smoke. I want it too. I want all the smoke. I want the schedule to be what people call hard. I don't think this schedule is hard. I don't. I don't think it's hard. I think this schedule is primed for the Dallas Cowboys to have an absolute incredible, I'm not talking about a regular season. This schedule is set up for the Dallas Cowboys to have an absolute incredible season. Incredible season. I don't see it any other way. It is set up for the Cowboys to have an incredible season. We're going to look at this again. And then we're going to look at these Thursday games. I was talking about this last night because I was kind of like, man, the Cowboys have quite a few Thursday night games. We'll go through those second, but I want to run back through the Cowboys. I just want to run back through this schedule real quick. I don't see the difficulty in this schedule. So I just want you to think about these Thursday night games in particular, as we start going through the schedule. So we think about the Cowboys schedule. So game 1 will be against the Philadelphia Eagles. I'm just telling us, this is the game we wanted. This is the game we wanted. Why would you not want to play the opening game against the Super Bowl champion? Why not? You're talking about not only playing against the Super Bowl champion Philadelphia Eagles. The mere thought that the Philadelphia Eagles are the Super Bowl champions, that ought to motivate the Cowboys. That ought to motivate the Cowboys. And the Cowboys should want to prove to everyone we can beat the Philadelphia Eagles. They should want to prove to everyone. Not only should they want to prove to everyone they can beat the Eagles, what better team to help us to see where we are? They can run the ball, check. Pass the ball, check. They got a great defensive line, check. Good offensive line, check. We want to run the ball, check. We want to stop the run, check. We want to see what George Pickens and CeeDee Lamb is on a very good defense. Check, 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 check. We want to see what Jaden Blue, Phil Maffa. We want to see what our offensive line is. Check, check, check. Let's go. This is the game that you want. You don't want to ease into the schedule. Oh, okay, let's start out with the New York Giants. Nope. Nope. Let us start out with the Philadelphia Eagles, and let's see what we really are. What better game? Brand new coach, brand new scheme. What better game? Brand new coaching staff, brand new players. What better game than the Philadelphia Eagles? This is the exact game that you want. The Philadelphia Eagles in the first game. You get this game on a Thursday night. And I'm going to tell you something. It's perfect. Because when you think about the second game, it is on Sunday, 9/14. Do we not understand what the league did for the Cowboys? Do we not realize that the Cowboys in some of these instances will be getting mini bye weeks? I don't know if we call it a mini bye week. Let's call it this. The Cowboys get to go out against the Philadelphia Eagles and just play them as hard as they want to. They're going to have a 10-day break. Or they're going to have 10 days between the next game. 10 days between the next game after the first game of the season against the Philadelphia Eagles? Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah, let's do this. That's exactly what you want. Angie said, set up for them boys to be tough mentally and physically. Yes. Angie, this is the game where you set the tempo for the season. Y'all don't know. Y'all got to understand. Jerry was already wanting this game before they got George Pickens. Jerry was lobbying for this game. Jerry Jones wanted it. Jerry Jones wanted it. Jerry Jones got it. Some people say, be careful what you look for. Nah. This is exactly what we wanted. This is exactly what we wanted. Because I'm going to tell you, we come out in this game, we can't lose. The only way we lose this game to me is we get blown out. But even then, we don't lose. It lets us know, okay, we got work to do. We got work to do. We win this game, we send a message to the league. Everybody on notice. Everybody getting this smoke. Everybody is getting this smoke. This is what we're telling them. The Cowboys will play the opener, and they will have it will be 10 days until they play the next game. And then we get to play the New York Giants. Early game, 12 p.m. We're beating the Giants. We're beating the Giants. The Giants are a mess. Dak Prescott is on the New York Giants. I don't see anything different. Chicago Bears, we're going to beat the Chicago Bears. What they will be in another year is not what they're going to be when we see them in game 3. The Dallas Cowboys are going to beat the Chicago Bears. Matt Eberflus is going to unleash that defense on the Chicago Bears. Book it. Let me tell you something. If you don't think Matt Eberflus is in his feelings about the Chicago Bears, watch what I tell you. Who knows Caleb Williams better than Matt Eberflus? Who knows Caleb Williams better than Matt Eberflus? You watch what I tell you. The Cowboys are going to beat the Chicago Bears. They will be 2-1. And I do believe, now let me tell you about this Green Bay game. This Green Bay game is going to be tough. I give the Cowboys the edge because they're going to be in Dallas. I give the Cowboys the edge because they are going to be in Dallas. I do believe that Brian Schottenheimer and the Dallas Cowboys are going to do what Mike McCarthy could not do in his tenure here with the Cowboys. He could not beat his former team. The Cowboys are going to beat the Green Bay Packers. And I'm going to tell y'all, Jordan Love really only played one good season, and it wasn't even a full season. Jordan Love had a good half of a season in 2023. Since then, Nope. Before then, nope. Jordan Love has not looked the same. Last year he got injured. He didn't look the same. We're going to see what he looks like this year. We know he's got a couple of new weapons, man. Savion Williams, Matthew Golden, nothing to sneeze at. But I do think the Cowboys will be able to handle them at home in Dallas, and we are going to beat them. Look at this. You think we're about to let the Green Bay Packers? The Green Bay Packers are a perfect 6-0? They are a perfect 6-0 at AT&T Stadium, and the Cowboys have a chance to end their undefeated streak on their home turf. Nah, man, nah. You gotta let them know. Nah, bro, you can't come in here and win again. You cannot come in here and win again. I believe the Cowboys are going to beat the Green Bay Packers in Dallas. That will put the Dallas Cowboys at 3-1. This goes without being said. The Cowboys are going to beat the New York Jets. I have a strange feeling the New York Jets, hey, Aaron Glenn, we got a lot of respect for Aaron Glenn, former defensive coordinator for the Detroit Lions. Aaron Glenn is going to find out very fast, just like Ben Johnson. You are no longer with the Detroit Lions. You no longer have a loaded football team offensively and defensively that took you 2 to 3 years to build. No, you are now with two franchises that are not winning franchises. Ben Johnson with Chicago. If anybody thinks Ben Johnson is going to turn them around overnight, it's not going to happen. The New York Jets with Justin Fields will not be turned around overnight. We're beating them. They will also still be getting their team together by week 5, I believe. And someone says, well, Brian Schottenheimer is brand new. Brian Schottenheimer is brand new, but he's been with the team for 2 years. And Brian Schottenheimer has more established players in very important positions in particular. Dak Prescott, the quarterback. Michael Parsons, edge rusher. CeeDee Lamb, wide receiver. Osa Odigizua, defensive tackle. I mean, we got more established players that are really going to help us along. We're going to beat the Philadelphia Eagles. The Cowboys by week 5 should either be 4. If the Cowboys aren't 4-1, I'll be shocked. 5-0 won't surprise me. 5-0 won't surprise me. A lot of times these teams come off winning these Super Bowls and they just, the Philadelphia Eagles personnel has changed. Their offense is going to be changed. We don't know what they're going to look like. And the thing that I'm really encouraged about is it applies to the Cowboys. I don't think the Cowboys are done tweaking this team. I don't think the Cowboys are done tweaking this team. We talked about it last night because I believe if the Cowboys are truly saying that they're in it to win it right now, well, now we are going to probably have to go get this one tech. And I'm going to say the quiet part out loud. People are talking about like this person that we're talking about bringing in as a backup. No, somebody got to tell the truth, and I'm going to tell it. I don't think some of us are confident in Mozzie Smith. I think Mozzie Smith is going to take another step. But I don't think we're confident. I don't think the fan base is as confident in Mozzie Smith as we're saying we are. And if the Cowboys are going to bring in a one tech, then that one tech don't need to be a backup. That one tech needs to be a rotational piece. That one tech needs to be a one tech to say, if Mozzie ain't doing it by game 4, Mozzie, you're going to have to fight your way back to the starting lineup because we got to go get another one tech. We can't wait on you, bro. We got to go win. And I do believe that's what we're saying right now if the Cowboys want to win. We're going to talk about these positions some more, as a matter of fact, in the conclusion. But again, I do believe the Cowboys are beating the New York Jets. I do believe the Cowboys are beating the New York Jets. And week 6, do we need to say anything else? The Carolina Panthers are not beating the Cowboys. They are not beating the Cowboys. The Cowboys stomped them last year. They stomped them with Cooper Rush and one wide receiver. Let me tell y'all something. George Pickens is going to make such a huge difference on this team. A team like the Carolina Panthers won't be able to handle the Cowboys. They will not be able to handle the Cowboys. The Cowboys should run roughshod over the Carolina Panthers with absolutely no problem whatsoever. No problem whatsoever. The Cowboys, Washington Commanders, week 7. I do believe the Cowboys and the Washington Commanders are going to split the series. The Cowboys are going to win at home. The Cowboys are going to beat the Washington Commanders at home. Y'all gotta think about the Washington Commanders like this. Can the Washington Commanders make another step? Let me tell you what happens when you do what the Washington Commanders did. A lot of people do not understand how hard it is to get back to the NFC Championship game. And the Washington Commanders, just like the Philadelphia Eagles, they had some luck go their way. The seeding fell the way that they wanted it. The Cowboys almost beat them in that last game and almost sent them in a different path. And if the Washington Commanders go in a different path, the Washington Commanders were not good enough to beat the Los Angeles Rams. They didn't want to go. They wanted to go to the easiest path to get to the NFC Championship game, and that's exactly what they did. You won't get that luck again. They will not get that luck again. Okay, everybody know about Jaden Daniels. Same thing happened with Dak Prescott. Same thing happened with C.J. Stroud. Same thing happened with Lamar Jackson. Same thing happened with Joe Burrow. Oh, you're good. When this league finds out you're good, they approach you like you're good. They got tape on Jaden Daniels. They know what he is now. They know he's mobile. They know he can run the ball. They know what he is now. You just watch and see what this year looks like. If anybody is thinking a repeat of the Washington Commanders going to the NFC Championship game, come on, man. We haven't been watching football long enough. That is hard to do. They're going to look different. You watch what I tell you. My man David J, appreciate that super chat. David J, I like what you said. David J said, he said, I say this every year. He said the Cowboys are going undefeated until they prove me wrong. Hey, yes, sir. I like it. Appreciate that super chat. Mills 36. He said 2 losses to Washington Broncos, Lions, and Eagles, 12-5. Appreciate that super chat. Yeah, I think that's going to be very doable. Mills 36, I think that is going to be very doable, and that's probably what they're going to be around. I think the Cowboys will probably be somewhere like 12-5, 11-6. 10-7 if something happens. But this schedule, this thing is set up for the Dallas Cowboys to get off to an incredible start. I mean, an absolutely incredible start. The Cowboys should be able to win quite a few of these games right off the top. Carolina, and of course, again, like I said, we beat the Washington Commanders last year on the road with Cooper Rush, almost beat them the last game with Trey Lance. Had it not been for an amazing throw at the end of the game by Marcus Mariota, I'm very confident the Cowboys are going to beat the Washington Commanders in Dallas in week 7, which should put the Cowboys somewhere around 6-1, 5-2 if there's a hiccup. But the Cowboys are set up for success. My man Blue Star, appreciate the super chat. Blue Star says we getting our get-backs against the Lions. Believe that. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. I love it. That is actually one of the games, though, I do think we're going to have a problem with. Now, it won't surprise me if we win because we got to see what the Detroit Lions look like. The Detroit Lions are loaded personnel-wise. We got to see what their new offensive coordinator and defensive coordinator looks like. My man, Lord Nova, appreciate that super chat. Whoa, Lord Nova, he going out there. He said 15-2. 15-2. Lord Nova says he sees 2 losses, the Denver Broncos and the Chargers. All right. Now, I think the Denver Broncos may be a tall glass for us, but I think we're going to beat the Chargers. I mean, they haven't beat us yet. So we'll see. In the last 2 meetings, we beat them 20-17. So we'll see. But again, we're going to find out, Jaden Daniels is going to find out about this league. Do we not realize this man went 12-5 in his first season? Do we not realize that Rain Dakota Prescott, a.k.a. Dak Prescott, went 13-3 his first season? He hadn't been there since. He hasn't been 13-3 since. Jaden Daniels is going to find out something. Man, you may not ever get those opportunities again. Joe Burrow came out in his first official season. Super Bowl. He hasn't been back. Dan Marino, one of the greatest quarterbacks to ever live. What was it? Super Bowl in his rookie season? Or second season? One of the two? Greatest quarterback. I believe Dan Marino, to me, Dan Marino, there is no quarterback I've ever seen throw the ball better than Dan Marino. Dan Marino is one of very few quarterbacks that didn't need a run game, which I think he might have needed a run game. Because maybe had he had a run game, maybe Dan Marino would have went to more than one Super Bowl. But if there is a quarterback that I would say, hey, we're going to take this guy with no run game, it's Dan Marino. He went to one Super Bowl, never went back. People do not understand how hard it is to repeat some of this type of success that Dan Quinn and the Commanders had in their first season. I don't think it's happening again. I believe the Cowboys win in Week 7. Week 8, I do think the Cowboys are going to have a problem. I think the Denver Broncos are a very good team going out there to Denver, high altitude. I do think they're going to have a problem out there in Denver. Denver's defense, if you don't believe me, go back and watch the tape from last season. The Denver Broncos defense is absolutely sickening. And what I mean by sickening, I mean it is absolutely good. Their defense is good. Straight up. Denver's defense is good. I'm not as concerned about Bo Nix. But let me tell you something about Bo Nix. He does not mind slinging the rock. He does not mind slinging the rock. Sean Payton is a master play caller. Just telling us it's going to be a tough game up there in Denver, man. Plus that high altitude, breathing and things of that nature. Boy, it is going to be tough. My man Michael Smooth, what's going on? The dude, he said week 1 versus the Eagles, I was happy with because you get them while they're distracted from all the Super Bowl win pregame stuff too. Perfect chance to sneak out and win a game against a divisional rival. And the dude, it's also a very good motivational game. So you're going to raise the flag. We're in your home stadium. You're going to raise the flag. You're going to hoist that Lombardi. Oh, yeah. It's time to get motivated. The dude. Danny, Dallas Cowboys, Lakers, let's go. He said, hey, G, what's up? He said, guess what? What's up? Tell me what's up, my man. Again, I'm ready. I want all the smoke. Angie, I agree with Angie. Angie said, get those likes up, please. Let's go. My man Sean, he says, Shotty has been sitting back watching and took notes and making it known we are not playing around anymore. Week 1 was a divisional rival. Who are defending champs? Green Bay at home. We are 6-0 at AT&T. Hey, I'm going to tell you. Cowboys are set up to make a lot of wrongs right. A lot of wrongs right. To turn a whole lot of tables. I absolutely love it. This is perfect where they have the Cowboys. Intelligent Savage in the crib. He said, smash that like button. I agree. C-Base. Shotty has a chip on his shoulder. Been behind another guy for 28 years. He wants to prove himself. He's been with the Cowboys a couple of years. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. And it definitely seems like to me, these boys done got in win now mode. George Pickens to me is not a 3-year plan. George Pickens to me says win now because we might not have George Pickens next year. And the Cowboys can't waste this thing with George Pickens. They got to strike while the iron is hot on this dude. The Cowboys have to strike while the iron is hot. And the other reason why they got to strike while the iron is hot, because if they strike while the iron is hot, it may be the very thing that makes him say, no matter what offers I get in free agency, I'm staying with the Cowboys. Because I don't think the Cowboys are going to franchise him. We're going to talk about that. We'll talk about that in a moment too. But again, Week 8, I do see where the Cowboys could probably suffer a loss. The Denver's going to be tough. Arizona Cardinals, we're beating them in Dallas. We're going to beat the Arizona Cardinals this time. We're going to look different against the Arizona Cardinals. We're going to beat the Arizona Cardinals in Dallas on a Monday night game. So Here's our mini bye week. So I believe by week 9, the Dallas Cowboys should probably be somewhere around 7-2 or 6-3. The Cowboys play on a Monday night. They get a bye week, week 10. And then the Cowboys don't come back again until that next Monday, until the Monday night after that. So the Cowboys, we won't see them again for, what is that? Let's go back and look at that. So the Cowboys play on November the 3rd. We won't see the Cowboys again for 14 days. Oh, man. Whew. Boy, we're going to have a 14-day break. That's going to be tough right there. Cowboys come back on a Monday. Then they play, short week, of course, they play a Sunday, Philadelphia Eagles. We beat Philly at home. I do believe the Cowboys and Philly will split. We beat the Philadelphia Eagles at home. We got to be very careful with this game right here against the Las Vegas Raiders. This is probably one of those games that we may consider a trap game. We got to be careful to focus on the Raiders and not be so focused on playing the Eagles at home the following Sunday. So we got to focus right here at week 11, and we have to beat the Raiders because we're going to come back and we're going to beat the Philadelphia Eagles. And then we're going to come back on week 13. I'm telling you, this is a game that a lot of people are probably disagreeing with me on. I do believe, and the Cowboys, they play on Monday night. So we got 3 games in what? 3 games in close to 10 days? Yeah, we got 3 games in 10 days. This is what people are calling a brutal stretch. One of the brutal stretches of the season. So the Cowboys, they come off a bye week, so they got to get well rested. They're going to play the Raiders. I believe they win. I also believe they beat. Now, they have set the Cowboys up in a sense. I mean, just depending on how you look at this. Let's look at this 3-game stretch. So, the Cowboys will be at home on the 3rd. They get a 14-day, this is 14 days until the next game. They play at Las Vegas, 7:15, late game. So they're going to get home late. But they go to Dallas, and they're going to have 2 games in 5 days. But they're in Dallas. So I'm cool. They're in Dallas. So we're going to play the Philadelphia Eagles at 3:25 on Sunday. Excuse me. Then we're going to come back that Thursday, which is Thanksgiving, and we're playing the Kansas City Chiefs. I believe we're beating the Kansas City Chiefs. I believe we're beating the Kansas City Chiefs. I do. I believe we are beating the Kansas City Chiefs. The Cowboys should be almost on full cylinders around week 13. I also think that Demarion Overshown will be back by week 13. We should know whether or not what Trayvon Diggs is by week 13. If everything is going right, the Cowboys should be ready to go week 13. I think they're going to beat the Kansas City Chiefs. Now, coming off the Kansas City Chiefs win, this is where I think the Cowboys may get beat that following Thursday. I think the Cowboys may fall to the Detroit Lions depending upon what they are looking like. But I'm telling you guys right now, if you don't know it, the Detroit Lions have an absolutely stacked roster. With their defense back healthy and some of the things they did in the draft, Detroit's roster, it was already stacked. It's stacked even more. They got playmakers all over the place on offense, playmakers all over the place on defense. If they're healthy, it's going to be a dogfight. I could see the Cowboys stumbling in this game. And if they don't stumble in this game, maybe they stumble in the Thanksgiving game. But I got a feeling they're going to beat the Kansas City Chiefs and lose to Detroit, but it'll be one of the two. But again, they could win out, but I don't think they're going to win all 3 of those in that span. I think they're going to lose to Detroit. We coming back week 15. We got the Minnesota Vikings at home. We're going to beat the Vikings with JJ. I think his name was JJ McCarthy. I don't think the Minnesota Vikings are going to be like they were with Sam Darnold the year before. I don't think JJ McCarthy is going to be the same. We got to realize Sam Darnold's been around this league for a while. Sam Darnold can play this game now. Sam Darnold got his football feet up under him. Sam Darnold can play this game. Week 16, I don't see anything different with the Chargers. I think we beat the Chargers. We've owned them. I think we go to Washington. I think we get beat at home. I think we get beat by Washington in Washington. And then I think we finish up the season and the New York Giants are a mess. I would suspect that Brian Daboll would be fired by then. I just don't understand why they even kept Brian Daboll another season. I suspect he'll be fired by then. And so again, this is just preliminary. I see the Cowboys. That's 13-4 that I just gave you. So that if we figure in a margin of error of maybe 2 to 3 games, I see the Cowboys at the very least finishing with 11 wins. But I would love to see the Cowboys get over the hump of the 12-win threshold. Now, one of the things that I did notice with Brian Schottenheimer. Let me show you something with Brian Schottenheimer. Now, when you look at Brian Schottenheimer's coaching history as an offensive coordinator, let me see here. I kind of want to show you his win-loss record because I think it's very interesting. And the one I want to look at is the one with Russell Wilson. This is what happened with Russell Wilson. With Russell Wilson, he made a progression. He went 10-6. We're talking about OC right now. He went 10-6, 11-5 the following season. Won a playoff game, lost a playoff game. 12-4 the following season and lost a playoff game in 2020. So we saw a steady progression. So I wouldn't be surprised if it's something similar with the Cowboys, but not us starting at 10. Maybe we started at 11. 12 would be great. And then they eclipsed 12 and they hit 13 in these 2 seasons. Oh, I'm sorry, 12 in the next 2 seasons. 13 in the next 2 seasons. But with the way this schedule is set up, the Cowboys could get 13 this season. With the way this thing is set up, they could get 13 this season. No doubt in my mind, they could get 13 this season. If this team continues on the trajectory that it's on, Steven and Jerry continue to tweak this team, and I think they are going to be able to pull it off. I do. My sister Angie, the Rebel Chicks. She said, "Dadgone's filthy has been patiently waiting for you to give him that wrench. Danny wants you to read his comment." I did. I thought I already gave Dadgone's filthy a wrench. Okay, let me read. Hold on. Let me see. Oh, I see. Hold on. Let me get it. Let me get it, Angie. Appreciate you. Danny, he said, "I'm graduating from Santa Monica College next year, 2026. Getting my associates in merchandise and principles to open my own store and restaurant, guys. I can't wait." Yes, sir. Danny, I love to see success. Love to see success. Love to see people do it in an honest way. Boy, I'm proud of you. Appreciate you. Appreciate your support. We're gonna keep on we're gonna keep on praying for you. May God grant you all the success that you want. All right. Let me go to this next part. Hold on a second. Let me try to multitask. But again, I'm telling us, man, the Cowboys are set up to be so successful this season. So successful. So successful. So again, I'm excited about the Cowboys. I am so excited about the Cowboys season. All right, hold on just a second. All right, so I'll take care of that. I'll take care of that second part too, Angie. Appreciate you for alerting me. All right. But again, I'm telling us, the Cowboys, man, they are set up for success. In my estimation, they are definitely set up for success, for sure. My man D Block 88 up in the crib, what's going on? He said, I just hope we don't lose those games that we should have won. And if we, and D Block, that's how we go 13. That's how we do 12 or 13 wins. Winning all the games we should be winning. Winning all the games we should be winning. That's all we have to do. Winning the games, we should be winning. If we'll take care of business, we're going to be good. 70s fan, what's going on? 70s fan said if the Joneses handle George Pickens the right way, I believe they can keep him. Hey, 70s fan, the one way you can keep him, winning atmosphere. Winning atmosphere. Make it hard for him to leave. What up, A? Good to see you. Make it hard for him to leave. That's all you have to do. You have to create that winning. You definitely have to keep up that winning, that winning culture. You have to do it. If you do that, I think you won't have no problem staying. Young Star says some of y'all doubting we finna lose hella games. He says, y'all doubting we finna lose hella games like we don't have the defense to make the run for the chip with an exception of 2 positions. But overall, we still have the best team in a very long time. Yes, sir, Young Star. Let me tell you something, man. I do believe this Cowboys defense, I believe it's going to be great. And where I'm encouraged, Young Star, we're not done. We're not done as far as tweaking it. And because we're not done tweaking it, it's not what it's going to be by the beginning of the season. I do want to see what the Cowboys do post June 1st. Intelligent Savage said, knocking the arrow backwards and off the helmets. We choking the Chiefs out for the holidays. Hey, babe, this going to be great. Intelligent Savage, when the Cowboys beat them boys, when the Cowboys beat the Kansas City Chiefs, I want to see how everyone responds. I want to see how everyone responds when the Cowboys I want to see how everyone responds when the Cowboys knock off the Chiefs. What is it going to be? What are they going to be saying? Because I do believe them boys going to knock them off. I believe the boys going to knock them off. I'm telling you, the Cowboys are going to have a different mentality this year. Cowboys are going to have a different mentality. Their mentality is going to be crazy, guys. I'm telling us. My man Timothy Govan in the crib. Appreciate that super chat. Yeah, I'm telling us, man, the Cowboys are going to be crazy this year. Cowboys are going to be crazy this year. So many great opportunities. My man Ice Cold in the crib. Buddha in the crib. What's going on? Alfredo Morales, what's going on? In the crib. Yeah, y'all make sure y'all congratulate my man Danny. I'm awake in the crib. What's going on? Y'all put your predictions down. I want to see what your predictions are. What do you think the Cowboys are going to do? I'd like to read some of those off. Y'all tell me if you feel like it. Tell me what you think the Cowboys are going to finish with what we're looking at right now. Y'all tell me what you think. Because I'm telling you, I know a lot of people are hedging their bets with the Cowboys because this is what people do. They hedge their bets because they want to say, I told you so. But I think the Cowboys are going to be ready this year. I do. Reginald Jackson, what's going on? He said, y'all know regardless, we will split. Yeah, we splitting with the Eagles, man. We splitting with the Eagles, I believe, for sure. The Eagles are not going to be I want to see, Reginald, what the Eagles are. Had a couple of personnel changes. Kellen Moore's not there anymore. I really want to see what that looks like. I really do. Reality Cowboy, he said 14-3. Yes, sir. Let's go. Dak owns filthy. Well. Yes, sir. Appreciate that super chat. Appreciate you. Yes. I'm telling us. Front office, 13-4. I like what I'm seeing. All right, hold on just a sec. Yeah, I like what I'm seeing. Front office, he said 13-4. Uh-oh, my man Skeptical Fan in the crib. Hold on, let me work my way down to my man Skeptical Fan. Let's see what my man said here. All right. Angie said, welcome home, Daggos. Yeah. Michael Smooth. My man Michael Smooth said 12-5. 12-5. Alfredo, right now without the benefit of training camp preseason, I'm saying 10-7. I respect that. 10-7, okay. Uh-oh, my man Skeptical Fan. Skeptical Fan said Cowboys will not be able to stop the run without another defensive tackle. Another corner would be nice. Yes, sir. And let's kind of start this discussion before we get to the Thursday games. I think that if the Cowboys are in win now mode, the Cowboys do need to go get another one tech. And the reason why I say they need to get another one tech, we need to just be real with ourselves. We're saying something that we're not probably admitting at this point in time. But I do think we're saying that we don't necessarily believe. We're saying, I believe. All right, y'all hold on, I'm multitasking. Okay, I'm done. So I do believe what we're saying is we don't necessarily trust Mozzie Smith yet. And I don't think we're wanting this one tech as a backup. I think we're saying we want this one tech because we just don't believe that we want insurance in case Mozzie don't make that next step. Texas Martinez, he said, y'all tripping. He said, we run the East, we sweep in the division to put the rest of the NFL on notice. Yes, sir. Oh, hold on a second. Texas Martinez, let me give you that victory music for 2025. Texas Martinez. He said, y'all tripping. Texas Martinez said we sweeping the division. What? Hey, Martinez, appreciate that super chat. Hey, man. Hey, let's go. Daddy said 14-0. Hey, let's go. Yeah, let's go. I'm telling us, man. We're going to be good. Uh-oh, Dak on filter. He said, oh, wait a minute. Who is that? That's Dak Prescott. Let's go. Yes, sir. I see you on that right there. Let's go. But again, I'm telling us, Texas Martinez, he said another delusion. He said another delusional fan. Roger said he delusional. 70s fan, he said the players are talking different under Brian Schottenheimer. Has them signing they're singing a different tune. Total culture change. Something that we didn't get. Mr. J, we didn't get this from Mike McCarthy. Mr. J, he said 11-6. I like it. I like it. I think that's realistic for us. I think that's realistic for sure. Man, Blue Star, he going 15-2. 15-2. Hey, I can't even be mad at you. Yes, sir. 15-2. Let's go. Let's see what else we got here. And then we're going to start. I want to talk about a few of these players. Lord Nova. Yo. Let's go. Lord Nova said, make sure y'all share the content. Hey, I'm loving it. 15-2. I'm loving it. I love it. 70s fan. He says 11-5. He says 11-6 or 12-5. Yeah. I definitely think that's realistic. Cowboys going 15-2. Maury. My man Maury. He said we going 15-2. I love it. Let's go. Yeah. TB12, he said, 10-12 wins. Let's go. Let's go. Skeptical fan said people should not encourage. The lose. Skeptical fan said people should not include. He said they should not encourage delusional behavior. Hey, man, yeah, Kirk Wigley, he said 12 wins. Yeah, I do believe we're going to be around 12 wins. I do believe we're going to be hovering around 12 wins. I do think 13 is very possible. But again, this is all preliminary. Want to see what the Cowboys are going to look like in training camp, and I want to see what they look like in preseason. But on paper, my man Reginald Jackson, he said all those ridiculous records. He said, y'all don't believe that 15-2 sounds good. Yeah, I'm thinking more around Reginald. I'm thinking more around somewhere between 11 and 13. But again, 11 will not be anything to be mad about, because 11 is going to get us into the playoffs easy. You get 11 wins, and I think 10 will probably get you in, but 11 you in. Poobie D, my man, got my back. What's up? He said 11-6. Azteca, he said with the current roster before we add players, 11-6. But if we sign a D tackle and a cornerback, 12-5. Man, let me tell y'all something. If we're in win now mode, we do need to go do some other things. If we're trying to get to next year and get next year to win now mode, I think we're good enough to compete. But if we want to go into win now mode, the Cowboys will have to do a couple of more things. They're going to have to do a couple. Ryan said 20-0. Ryan said 20-0. Ryan said we about to have one of the Miami Dolphin seasons. Ryan said we about to have a Miami Dolphin season up in here. Dallas 37, Eagles 31. Rodney step away. Yes, sir. Josh Parks, yeah. Dak is still QB1. Now, you can't knock Dak. And if you try to use that as your setting up point for the knock Dak on a regular season schedule, well, we've seen Dak Prescott win. We've seen him win 13 once, but we've seen 12 win seasons with Dak Prescott. So we're not worried about that as far as the wins in the regular season. What we got to do now is get this team in the wait a minute. Skeptical fan got me rolling up in here. Skeptical fan said, go put $1,000 down on the Cowboys winning 15 games. Boy, let me tell you something. If you would have put that down in Vegas and the Cowboys would win 15 games, you'd probably be almost a millionaire. You would probably be almost a millionaire. Robert Simmons says that QB1 will always be QB1. Yeah. Reginald Jackson, he said, y'all will be good this year. Yeah, it's going to be good, man, to finally get back to being competitive again. So it is going to be absolutely good. But again, with some of these records we're saying that the Cowboys are going to have. Young Showtime, he said, I can't see anything less than 11. Yeah, I'm the same way. I think something would have to go wrong if they get less than 11. I think that's a great comment. My man, Big Mace, what's going on? Hey, Big Mace. Man, I've been saying this. I was saying this when we started talking, when I first started this channel. I was talking about how we going to look different. I didn't know why. I didn't know how. I said we're going to look different. We're sounding different, and we're looking different. And this is why I think we're going to do things different. I think the Cowboys are going to do a whole lot of things different. I'm feeling real good about where the Cowboys are. All right, y'all hold on a second. I'm trying to do some multitasking. Yeah, I'm feeling real good about where the Cowboys are this season. We're just, everything is different, it seems like to me, man. I'm just telling us. Everything seems to be different to me. So let's kind of look at, as we're talking, my man Ty Church in the crib, what's going on? He said 13-4. Yes, sir. Appreciate that. Alfredo said, remember, people, all the boys got to do is get to the 50, and it's a sure 30 points. Yes, sir. Straight up facts. Straight up facts. I love it. Kirk Wigley, he said, haven't bought Cowboy gear since the 90s. He says, been here all my life, 60 years old. He said, I'm buying some new gear for this season. He said, I'm going to look good on Sundays again. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Let's get it. Yeah, let's get it. Let's get it. Big Mace, he said, been missing you live, bro, but I've been around Eagles fans at work playing it back. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Driving them crazy. Yeah, I'm back in this thing. Yes, sir. 10 primetime games. That's crazy. 70s fan. This league is telling us something. I mean, I can't say exactly what they're telling us. But when you think about the fact the Cowboys have 10 primetime games, I think the league is telling us something. I think they're telling us something, guys. Let's look at this article over here. Matter of fact, since we're talking about these primetime games, let's look at this issue with the Thursday night games. Because a lot of people are tripping on the fact. Let's just call it what it is. They jealous. Amen. Let's be for real. Let's tell the truth and stay in the congregation. They are jealous that the Cowboys have all of these Thursday night games because they are marquee games. These are huge games put in places to put the Cowboys, out there for everybody to see. Says over here, they're writing over here on Athlon Sports. I want to give credit to who wrote the article. Jamal Baker. Talking about the Cowboys, about playing the back-to-back games on Thursday, but it said, but this is wild. The team's schedule officially dropped Wednesday night, and for the first time in league history, a team will play 4 Thursday games in a single season. Yes. Dallas opens up the season on the road Thursday against the division rival, defending Super Bowl champion Philadelphia Eagles. Y'all tell me, why didn't they do this for the Kansas City Chiefs? Why didn't they let the Kansas City Chiefs open this up with the Philadelphia Eagles? Nobody wanted to see the Philadelphia Eagles and the Kansas City Chiefs. Philadelphia Eagles and the Dallas Cowboys. That's what they want to see. Brandon Datt, appreciate that super chat. He said last time Cowboys played September 4th, 1995. Last time Cowboys played Chiefs on Thanksgiving, 1995. Last time they won a Super Bowl, 1995. Hold on. Yes, sir. Let's get it, Brandon. Man, I appreciate that trivia. Yes, sir. Let's go. I love it. I'm hoping it all turns out. But again, I'm telling us, people are jealous. The Cowboys got all these Thursday night games. We open up the season with the Chiefs, then with the Eagles. Then on Thanksgiving Day, why are the Eagles not playing the Chiefs? Somebody tell me. Why are the Eagles not playing the Chiefs? Cowboys are playing the Chiefs. Cowboys are playing the Chiefs Thanksgiving Day. And we will face the Detroit Lions the following week on December the 4th. Then it says the final Thursday game of the season on Christmas Day. Guess who the Cowboys play again? Cowboys play the Washington Commanders. Yeah. Who's America's team? Who's America's team? There's a reason. Yeah, there's a reason. I talked about this on a video I made. A lot of people don't realize something. This league is better when the Cowboys are winning. It's better when the Cowboys are in the playoff talks. It's better with the Dallas Cowboys. This league is better with the Dallas Cowboys. And this league is speaking to the Dallas Cowboys. This league is telling the Dallas Cowboys, we need you to win. We need you for the ratings. We need you. Because last year, don't let them lie to you. The NFL ratings in 2024 were down. The ratings in 2024 were down. And let me show you here. And if you think this percentage is small, don't look at this in percentages. Look at this in dollars. Look at this. Yes, the NFL TV ratings experienced a slight decline in 2024. A slight decline? The NFL has typically been up year over year. It says the average regular season viewership was 17.5 million viewers, 2.5% decrease compared to the previous year. Despite this dip, the NFL still dominated the television with 70 of the top 100 television telecasts. But again, 2.2%. Man, you're talking millions and billions. You're talking dollars. You're talking dollars. And you want to see something for anybody who hasn't seen the video that I posted about this already? You want to see something else? Look at this. You want to know another reason why they got the Dallas Cowboys playing on Thursday night football? You want to know why they got these primetime games? The ratings were down. You want to know how you get those ratings up? Let me show you this. The Thanksgiving weekend game between the New York Giants and the Dallas Cowboys attracted a television audience of over 38 million viewers in the United States. This made it the most watched NFL game during the 2024 regular season. You want to know why they got the Cowboys playing? We need the Cowboys. The New York Giants and the Dallas Cowboys, they were not in playoff contention. And even though people thought we were in playoff contention, we were never in playoff contention. But there was a chance. The league is saying, no, we need the Cowboys to play. We need the Cowboys to play. We not only need the Cowboys to play, we need the Cowboys to win. We need them to win. Ryan, I said the same thing. I opened up the show saying the same thing. He said, man, I love that we have a tougher schedule. It's going to make us battle-tested instead of feasting on a cupcake schedule only to flame out in the postseason. Ryan, you know another problem we have too? Another problem we have? Because we start sometimes with these easy cupcake schedules. We flounder down the stretch because we have a false sense of reality that we're better than what we are. Nah, by the time we get to the end of the season, we're going to know exactly what we are. We are going to know exactly what we are by the time we get to the last part of the season. We're going to know. And that's why I'm glad we're starting the season the way we are. I want it, and I want all the smoke. I want the hardest schedule, so there'll be no excuse when we win. Timothy says Cowboys make money for the league. The league doesn't make the money for the Cowboys. Straight up. Straight up. Madman, he said the Eagles play the Chiefs week 2. Yes, sir. Why didn't they open up the season? We know why they didn't. Richard, they not us. America's team, that's us. And I'm telling you, man, they admitted that I was laughing on the facility. Chase Daniels said that he believed the Chiefs were. James Jones told him straight up. He said, all that sound good. He said that the Cowboys are America's team and it's not even close. James Jones said it straight up. He said they are America's team and it's not even close. They're not close. Dak Owens, let me tell you something. Philadelphia won the Super Bowl and no one talked about it after about a week. If the Cowboys would have won the Super Bowl, they'd have talked about it and milked it for the entire offseason. They'd have milked it for the entire offseason. Cowboys players would have been getting interviewed on different channels. I mean, it would have been nothing but publicity. Nothing but. Yes, sir. Intelligent Savage, he said, letting us know what we already know. It's the Dallas Cowboys, and it's the rest of the NFL. Yes, sir. He said people love or hate the Cowboys, are the most talked about and wished for team in sports. Straight up facts. Straight facts. Skeptical fan. He said the last time my auntie was my uncle was in 95. I see what you did there. CB, he says, bro, Cowboys America's team, period. He said MFs in Iraq got Cowboys jerseys. CB, James Jones made the same point. James Jones made the exact same point. He said, man, you could go to Africa and they know the Dallas Cowboys. Straight up. Intelligent Savage, he said it's better for the league when we're relevant, no doubt. Straight up. Straight up. It's straight facts. But again, I want to look at this other part here, the difficult stretch they're talking about the Cowboys have, and then we're going to conclude. And what we're going to do is we're going to talk about players. They have another good article over here, over on Athlon Sports, CowboysCountry.com. They have another good article over here also. Let's see here. It is talking about the historically difficult portion of the schedule. Now, I'm trying to figure out what part they're talking about. Let's see which part they're talking about. Okay, so it looks like they're talking about the last 6 games. Okay, so let's look at the last 6 games of the season that they're talking about, that these are going to be a tough stretch for the Cowboys. Alex, he says, have you seen the videos of players joking around and hanging out with Shotty? Seems like they're building a great chemistry. I love it. Yes, sir. Matter of fact, I got it pulled up. Matter of fact, I'll show it on here in just a moment. So it looks like right here, they are showing weeks 12 through 17, and they're saying this is a tough stretch. I disagree. I don't think this is a tough stretch. What makes it a tough stretch? The only 2 teams on this list that I see as a tough out for the Cowboys is the Kansas City Chiefs and the Detroit Lions. And the only reason why I'm saying this about the Eagles, no disrespect to the Eagles, but the Cowboys and the Eagles are going to split. Whether it be the Cowboys beating Philly in Philly or Philly beating Dallas in Dallas, the Philadelphia Eagles and the Cowboys are going to split. I see the Philadelphia Eagles winning the game against the Cowboys in a close game on opening night, but I see the Cowboys coming back around in week 12, and I see the Cowboys beating Philly in Dallas. So I don't call this one. I think this is going to be a wash between the Eagles and the Cowboys. The Detroit Lions, I do have that marked down as a very possible loss. The Detroit Lions, people do not understand. If you do not understand what I'm telling you, go look at these guys' roster. It is absolutely stacked. If the Detroit Lions are healthy, they're going to be hard. And I do think when we think about the NFC playoffs, and we'll look at that as the season gets going. But if I could predict the team that's probably going to be the team to beat in the NFC, it will be the Detroit Lions. It'll be the Detroit Lions, because I contend if the Detroit Lions don't get decimated by injuries on defense, there's a very good chance they go to the Super Bowl, because they were dismantling teams. And the defense they have, it's built to stop the run. It's built to stop the run, but it was decimated. The Detroit Lions, I do see that game as being hard. Minnesota Vikings, I do not believe J.J. McCarthy is going to be lighting the league up. There is no way. This is actually going to be his rookie season. J.J. McCarthy is not going to be lighting up the league. Los Angeles Chargers, I'm sorry. People can say anything they want to about Justin Herbert, but he continues to look the same to me. He continues to show flashes of the quarterback that people say that he is. But then when we see him in games, and especially big games, he is literally the reason why they're losing. I mean, he's losing, throwing multiple interceptions in games. I don't see it. Washington Commanders. I believe the Cowboys are going to split this series with the Washington Commanders. So the Cowboys are either going to lose lose to the Commanders in Dallas, which I don't think is going to happen, or they're going to lose to the Commanders in Washington, which might happen. But again, the Cowboys beat them in Washington last year. Go figure. They beat them in Washington, almost beat them in Dallas. The Cowboys could very well sweep the Washington Commanders. I do think they'll have a hard time sweeping the Eagles. I don't think that's going to happen. But the last 6 games of the season, I still see the Cowboys in some combination coming out 4-2. I see the Cowboys coming out 4-2. Y'all tell me what you think. I see the Cowboys still coming out 4-2. I see no problem with that schedule. I don't. My man, USMC, what's up? Whoa! Man, let me tell you something. Phil Maffa better make the team. Now, if you think about what Brian Schottenheimer said, USMC, Brian Schottenheimer said when he was asked, did he think Jaden Blue and Phil Maffa could be starters? And I quote, he said, yes, because otherwise we wouldn't have drafted him. Oh, yeah, Phil Maffa's going to be on this team. I guarantee you, man, Phil Maffa is going to make this team. I think who's not going to be a part of the running back room is going to be Sanders. And if people keep tripping, I don't think Deuce Vaughn going to make the team. I don't think Deuce Vaughn fits what the Cowboys are trying to do. I don't think Deuce Vaughn fits. And a lot of people, I know, yeah, man, he's Deuce Vaughn is actually not a small guy. Deuce Vaughn is a short guy. I just can't see it, man. I just think if you're talking about using him as a pure running back, I think Deuce Vaughn is too small. And I know the Cowboys are doing it it seems to me they did it did it as a favor for his father. But if I'm the Cowboys, man, this is a new team. We can't do no more favors. Deuce Vaughn either comes out and dominates in training camp, dominates in the preseason, or Deuce Vaughn got to get gone. Cowboys can't keep holding the spot for Deuce Vaughn because they like his father on the team. They can't keep doing that. They cannot keep doing that. No, let this dude go, man. Phil Maffa needs to make this team. I'm telling you, this dude is an absolute beast of a running back. And if I were the Cowboys, as cheap as Nick Chubb is, I'm letting go of Sanders. I might keep Javonte Williams. I'm letting go of Deuce Vaughn. I'm getting Nick Chubb. I just think Nick Chubb would make you a different type of running team. And with Nick Chubb injury history, we don't have to let Nick Chubb be the starting running back. Nick Chubb, 3 series a game. We'll probably get about 9 to 10 series. Nick Chubb, 3 series a game, plus spot duty here and there. I do think the Cowboys need to develop Phil Maffa. I'm telling you. Somebody said something a couple of weeks ago, and I absolutely love it. Man, you talking about DeMarco Murray type running back. You talking about that type of running back. Phil Maffa got to make this team. He better. Intelligent Savage. He says everything about how the season schedule looks remind me of when Darren Woodson was walking down the Eagles, walking down the Eagles in Philly in '92. It just feels that way for me. I'm excited, and I'm super excited about it. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. I feel you on that. USMC, he said, yeah, Vaughn needs to go. And maybe sell call. Hey, you know what, USMC? I see Vaughn. He's not the running back for this team. Now, for another team, they might be able to bring him in and he works. I don't think he works for this team. We'll see what shot he does, but I don't think he works for this team. Mad Man, he said, should be Blue Williams Maffa, but I want Blue Sanders Maffa. Yeah, I think it's going to be Blue Williams Maffa. I do. I think Sanders is going to be the odd man out. I do. Big Mace, he said the problem with the Eagles fans, they want to be on the same level as a storied franchise, but fact is they just have one more ring than the Saints. Hey, Big Mace, let me tell you something. If they keep doing what they doing, man, hey, if they keep doing what they doing, boy, we gonna be in trouble. Cause Howie Roseman, boy, he seems to have it figured out on how to win these, on how to build these teams. I mean, straight up, man, we gonna have to do something. Cause if they mess around and go to another Super Bowl, we ain't gonna keep having this issue. We gotta get it, man. We gotta get us another one. CW in the crib, he said, Mr. G said the Deuce experiment is a foregone conclusion. CW said the Deuce experiment. He said, give up the spot. Yes, sir. He said, give up the spot for someone that's going to contribute. Man, I agree, man. You got to give up that spot, man. Oh, man, USMC. He looks like it to me. Man, I've been watching some of these training videos on Nick Chubb. Boy, he look crazy. Yeah, he look crazy, man. He does. Keek said we need to trade Deuce Vaughn for... Come on, man. Y'all don't hate on Deuce like that, man. I just don't think Deuce fit the system. King said we need to trade Deuce Vaughn for a bag of chips that used to cost 25 cents. That now cost $1. Come on, man. Y'all give Deuce a chance, man. I just don't think Deuce fit what the Cowboys are doing. I think that's the problem. C4, he said Phil might be the next Henry. Yeah, I think Phil's going to be a beast. And if the Cowboys mess around and let Phil Maffa go, he going somewhere else. He going somewhere else. He going to be dominant. Yeah. Yeah, man, he said he looks like DeMarco Murray in the face. Yeah. And somebody kind of brought up the fact that's kind of how he looks when he runs. Yeah, Big Mace, Reginald Jackson, he said it's our time. Get some love, don't hate. Y'all had y'all time. Reginald said it's his time. He says it's the Eagles' time. Well, I tell you this, man. Y'all done been to 2 Super Bowls in, 3 years? We're going to have to stop y'all. Y'all doing too much. CW said DeMarco Murray was a modern-day Jim Brown. Boy, he was a terror for about a season there, wasn't he? 2 seasons. He was a terror. Ryan said Little Deuce had so much promise. Boy, y'all killing me, man. He said the little engine that could. He's got heart, man. Again, I just don't think he fits what the Cowboys are doing. I think that's the only problem. Los Altos, what's up with you? Yes, sir. Nah, I wish we did pick up Nick Chubb. But I do think the Cowboys are going to wait until after. I think they're going to probably quiet down a little bit to post June 1st. And then I think they'll probably pick it up again. Because I do think there will be other players that will be shaking down. Yeah, I do think there'll be some other players that'll be shaking down. And so I think it's going to be all good. I think it's going to be all good for the Dallas Cowboys. But again, I want to spend the last few moments, the last hour here. I want to spend this, y'all throw out names. Because I do believe that if the Cowboys are talking about win now, I do believe then the Cowboys have got to make, they've got to make some, they are going to have to make some moves if they're in win now mode. They are going to have to make some moves, for sure. Yeah, they have to make some moves. Hold on, I'm sorry, I'm multitasking again. Y'all forgive me. Yeah, the Cowboys are going to have to make some moves. And again, I do agree. I'm just going to say the quiet part out loud. I do think the Cowboys fan base is worried about Mazi Smith. I do think that we're worried about Mazi Smith. All right, let me pull up something here. Y'all tell me what you think. But I do think the Cowboys need to go and start looking at defensive tackle if they're truly going to try to if they're in win now mode, because I do believe the Cowboys can actually compete with what they have. They can compete. I think they can still win quite a few games. I mean, again, don't let me say that. I think they can still win 12 games with the current roster. But if you're talking about making a deep playoff run, the Cowboys have got to keep their ears open. Their ears and their eyes open for a defensive tackle, a one tech to come in here. They really do. It looks like that, let me see. Looks like Linval Joseph for the Cowboys is still out there. I'm not, I'm really thinking that if you're talking about getting a defensive tackle, and this is where it gets kind of tough for the Cowboys, they may have to get that defensive tackle off another team, and I'm not sure if they're willing to do that. They might have to go trade. Yeah. Ice Cold, he said there's a one tech needed. So the issue is, where do you get the one tech? Because if that one tech was out there, would he still be out there? Would he still be out there if he's out? I mean, if he's out there, why is he still out there? With the way everybody is trying to build their trenches up now, how would he still be out there unless he's a highly sought after, maybe he's got a real high salary request? Gregory Davis, what's going on? He said, this is my theory on the Cowboys winning this year. He said, Dak MVP, Pickens, CD both get 1,000. I think so too. Michael, Defensive Player of the Year. I could see that happening too. Blue, Rookie of the Year. Could see that happening too. Shoddy, Coach of the Year. Definitely see it. I can see all of those things happening. I can see Dak either Comeback Player of the Year or MVP. Kirk Wigley, Mozzie out, undersized, could rotate if he proves he has the motor. Yeah, I do believe this is what a lot of us are saying, Kirk, and nobody wants to say it. Everybody says it takes these one techs about 3 years to develop. So if it takes a one tech 3 years to develop, this means that Mozzie is going to break out this season. But I also think a lot of people are saying that we don't want to take the chance on him not breaking out this season. And I think Jay Toia is going to get on the field for the Cowboys. But we have to understand what Jay Toia is. Jay Toia, the issue with Jay Toia is if you're running straight at him, this is what the scouting report is, this is what the film shows. You can't run at him. He's an immovable wall. But when you start running at angles, he doesn't have the quickest feet. We'll see how he looks and how the Cowboys coach him up. But when you start talking about him running at angles, they say he doesn't fare too well. They say he doesn't fare too well. I think he'll be able to help the Cowboys immediately this year, some short yardage, goal line stuff, things of that nature. But I think they might need someone else to go alongside of Mozzie Smith. Even though I do anticipate Mozzie making a move. I think he's going to take a step. Question is, how big would that step be? CW said, hint, since we now know our future schedule, it's time to get the missing pieces. Yeah. I mean, especially if you're talking about winning now. Especially if you're talking about winning now. Quack, what's up? He said one tech defensive tackle will be a wait and see moment. Yeah, again, I don't think it's out there. I wish we would have got Calais Campbell, but Calais Campbell got scooped up. I can't remember by the team, but Calais Campbell got scooped up. Mr. J said we went 7-10 with second and third stringers. Yes, sir. We are definitely going to be better. No doubt about it. Mozzie equals Hernandez. Book it. Okay, you're talking about Will Hernandez, right? Or are you talking about another player? Because if I'm not mistaken, I thought he was a guard. Can he play tackle, or are you talking about somebody different? Let me know in the chat, Timothy. Oh, yeah, Arturo. Yeah, I do believe the Cowboys. I think it would be great if they brought Asante Samuel in camp, but I'm anticipating the Cowboys bringing Stephon Gilmore in. I'm anticipating the Cowboys bringing in Stephon Gilmore. I think the only reason why the Cowboys have not brought in Stephon Gilmore is because some of these older veterans, they don't want to do training camp. They don't want to do training camp. So I could see them bringing him in after the season. Yeah, I've seen this guy name come up quite a bit. Trade for DJ Reader, One Tech Lions, or Jeffrey Simmons, the Titans. I've seen both of those guys come up. Let me write those two names down. I want to go do some research on them. But yeah, the Cowboys, again, it's the same thing I said about the wide receiver, Gregory Davis. I think the player the Cowboys may need is on somebody else's team. Now, the question or the problem starts to become, what will they trade to get a player like that? Because they've already traded a third. They can get that third back if he leaves on a compensatory pick basis. But the question becomes, I don't know if the Cowboys are willing to trade so much draft capital from the following season. That's the part I'm not sure on. Freddie Mungia says Mozzie will be his best Mozzie. This year, all this good stuff happening right now, he would be a fool not to participate at his best. I do think he's going to make a step. But I do think, too, people are saying we don't want to bank on him. I think that's the quiet part that people aren't saying out loud as far as the fan base goes. The fan base seems to be saying, but we don't want to take a chance on him not making that step. CW said, we tried Joseph. Not good. Yeah, Linval Joseph. They should be looking as we speak. I bet they're looking, too. USMC said should have traded for a one tech. I think we have 3 one techs on team. Okay. Yeah, CB, Gilmore over Samuels. I think Gilmore's going to be here. I think Gilmore's going to be here. If somebody don't scoop him up, I think this is probably what he visited Dallas for. I think they're talking about, okay, I will not be surprised if he's back in camp. I will not be surprised if he's back at the end. Our mad man said, I don't even want Mozzie. Man, there's a lot of people. I've noticed a lot of people don't want Mozzie. I've seen it. Timothy said Hendrickson is Mozzie replacement. I'm not sure if he's good enough in the run game, but I would still get Trey Hendrickson. Intelligent, he says Quentin Williams. Yeah. Quentin Williams, defensive tackle, one tech. All right, let me write down Quentin Williams in case these names come up. Yeah, Quentin Williams, one tech for the Jets. We trade for one high on my list, or DJ Reader. Yeah. There's another DJ Reader. I heard someone talking about DJ Reader a couple of days ago. Ryan said, I can't wait to get a piece of that Philly Bird for the first game. Dak will methodically suck the life out of them. It's Bird hunting season all year long, G. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. That game's going to be exciting, that first game. Hoodie Kush, he said, that's what the linebackers are for. He keeps linebackers clean. Okay. Rodney Carter, I think they will use Mozzie. Oh, yeah, no doubt. I think he takes a step this season. I do. I think he takes a step this season. I think he's going to be pretty good. But it sounds like to me that people are saying we need somebody else. Yeah, USMC, I like Solomon Thomas. Yeah, I like Solomon Thomas. And yeah, you're talking about Jay Toia. Yeah, I like Solomon Thomas. I think with Solomon Thomas, we'll be fine. But I think that people are saying, it sounds like people are saying they want a little bit more. They want a little bit more insurance. Hoodie Kush, he said trade Mozzie for Vita Vea. Okay. Yeah, we definitely need to figure out, like, what are we gonna do? And I don't get me wrong. If the Cowboys go with what they have, I won't be tripping. I mean, I really think they have what they need. But we'll see what happens post June 1st. I don't think they're going to stop tweaking the team. Carl Jones said, man, I'm still in my feelings about the last 2 years. He said, I've been a fan every Super Bowl except the first. We always had hope even in one-win seasons. I'm just not feeling it. Man, I'm feeling real good, Carl Jones. But wait till they get on the field. I think it would be good. Yeah. CW said he believed in prayer. He said, what else do we have on the depth chart? Year 3, Mozzie going to be a force. Los Latos, I think he makes a step 2. The dude said, don't think people understand the impact as a defensive tackle at the NFL level, what being asked to cut weight and then regain it does to a player. This is Mozzie's last chance, though. No more excuses. The dude, we have to keep reiterating that. Dan Quinn almost ruined this man. He was already undersized. He then has Mozzie to go lose weight, only for him to leave. And then Mike Zimmer comes in. Now it's okay to gain the weight. He gains the weight. He hasn't gotten a chance to get used to playing back at his regular weight. I think he takes a step this year. Yes, sir. CB said quick shout out to Flag. Yeah, I'm wondering if people going to give Nico an apology. Derek Grimsley. I think that he's going to be gone soon too. Yeah, I do too. I think the Cowboys are going to probably let him go. They'll let him play out the season, I believe. But I think they're going to let him go. But also, too, I think the Cowboys, I wouldn't, if they can get him, Bland, and Savon Revel Jr. on the field at the same time, I'd like to see what it looks like before they decide to let go of Trayvon Diggs. I'm just saying, with Trayvon Diggs' injury history, the Cowboys made to get Trayvon Diggs cheap. They may be able to extend Trayvon Diggs on the cheap. Y'all tell me what you think. But if they can extend him on the cheap, hey, we'll see. But again, looking at the players or the positions that I think the Cowboys need to shore up or maybe need some reinforcements on, defensive tackle, I believe, is one of those. Running back, to me, is actually a luxury. I do think with Phil Maffa, Sanders, and Jaden Blue, I actually think the Cowboys' running back room is fine. But I do think Nick Chubb would actually be icing on the cake for him. Now, cornerback, again, I do think the Cowboys really need to figure out what they're doing at cornerback. Deron Bland, we know. Kaiir Elam. Again, I do believe the Cowboys are expecting Kaiir Elam to make a good step. I do think the Cowboys are expecting Kaiir Elam. When we look at their defense, I do think they're expecting Kaiir Elam to be a part of this defense in some form or fashion. I do think they are wanting Kaiir Elam. We got a lot of question marks as one of our biggest issues on defense. Because outside of Deron Bland, we don't know what Kalen Carson is. I mean, we know what he is. I mean, we saw him getting his socks burned off last year, but hey, that was his first year. Josh Butler, we got to see what he looks like when he comes back. A lot of people are saying that Easy could be the replacement for Jordan Lewis, but there's some big shoes to fill. I'm very concerned about that position. That's one of the reasons why I want the Cowboys to bring back Stephon Gilmore, maybe move Deron Bland back inside for the time being, or let's see what Muakamu is. People are saying that he can maybe play it, but I'm very concerned about the Cowboys as far as their secondary. Again, I think Savon Revel Jr. will be on the field by game 1. I'm not worried about that. But again, we got to solidify the next part. Who will be the third cornerback. So we got a lot on the team to see. And I just think the safety position, I just think they need to flip that all the way out. I think that they need to let's see if Marquise Bell and Wanye Thomas can battle Donovan Wilson and Malik Hooker and just flat out beat them out at safety and then see if we can trade them. See if we can get something for them in a trade. See if we can get something for them in a trade. I think it'd be I think they need to solidify that. But as far as the pass rush goes, I think the Cowboys pass rush I think it's going to be ferocious. I think the Cowboys pass rush is going to be ferocious. I do think they're going to be able to stop the run with the linebacking core between Kenneth Murray Jr., Jack Sanborn, Leah Fau, and Demarion Overshown when he comes back towards midseason. People are really big on James Shamar. We got to see if Damone Clark, what is Damone Clark going to do? But again, I do think that the Cowboys, man, they are looking good at the linebacker position. And somebody brought up Solomon Thomas. I just wonder if Solomon Thomas can he play one tech? Could Solomon Thomas play one tech? I wonder on that part. But again, I'm not overly concerned because I do think the Cowboys will continue. I think they will continue to make moves. But while we got the defensive roster up on the screen, there are some players on this defense that I believe this is a make or break season for them. And I think there are 3 players that this is a make or break season for in particular that the Cowboys really need to make. The Cowboys need these 3 players on defense to make huge steps. The Cowboys need Mozzie Smith to make the step that everyone is saying he's going to make. The Cowboys need him to make that step. I know we're saying he's going to make that step. No, he needs to make that step if this team is going to be what everyone wants it to be. There is another player, Sam Williams. Sam Williams needs to prove that he deserves to be on this team. Sam Williams needs to make a huge step because I'm telling you, Sam Williams has played so little. I mean, most people don't even know who Sam Williams is. You got to be a true diehard Cowboys fan to even know who Sam Williams is. Sam Williams has got to make a step. He has got to make a step on this team. And the other player on this team that I think has got to make a step, I think it has to be Damone Clark. Damone Clark. Damone Clark needs to work his way into some type of rotation or beat out Jack Sanborn. Beat out Kenneth Murray. I mean, I do think the writing is on the wall for him, but Damone Clark needs to make a step too. Y'all tell me what you think in the comments. Damone Clark. And if I was going to make a 4th one, Trevon Diggs. Trevon Diggs not only needs to stay healthy. Trevon Diggs needs to come back and show that he can tackle when he's healthy. Show that he can tackle and be disciplined. Trevon Diggs has not been the same since that injury. Some people will even say he hasn't been the same since he got the contract. I mean, he just hasn't been the same. He has not been the same. Y'all tell me what you think in the comments, but he hasn't been the same. The Cowboys not only need to go, as we talked about the players they need to go get, but we need those players. We need them to step up. We do. Derek Grimsley said Dak is going to cook the Eagles secondary. I think Dak is going to cook a lot of secondaries this year with George Pickens. Boy, he gonna cook a lot of secondaries. Let me get on down the line here. See if you guys caught up with me. Azteca, he said, Eagles better hope and pray their D-line can pressure Dak. I want to see what the Eagles look like with some of the personnel changes. I really do want to see what they look like. Robert Simmons, he said, this is Mozzie third year. People say that third year, they take the step. We're going to see. We're going to see if he takes the step. If he doesn't, it's going to be, got to get him. Rockon David, defensive tackle in free agency. I'm good with as well. Okay. Yeah, I saw him out there. And again, I think the Cowboys will continue to look. And I think some of the issue is the Cowboys will probably be, I think they'll probably be looking for someone to get cut more than trading someone. Because if the Cowboys plan on keeping George Pickens, well, you don't get that third back. And so now that'll mean the Cowboys will have to be careful where they trade. Because you can't trade, okay, you don't have a third. You're going to trade away, you're going to trade a fourth? The Cowboys will more than likely be looking for who can they pick up. Who can they pick up more than probably who they can trade. So we're going to see how it shakes down and who gets cut. And then when you look at the offense, we'll be talking about this more as training camp comes up. And when I look at the offense, I'm telling you, man, the center and guard positions, man, I'm so good on these, I don't know what to tell you. I'm so confident from the center to the guards on the offensive line, I'm good. I'm telling us our question is going to be the tackles. Our question is going to be the tackles. We got Austin Richards, so we're not necessarily worried about Guyton. And I do hope the Cowboys have the attitude with Guyton that if he ain't doing it, then doggone it, let somebody else do it. So I'm not worried about Guyton. I also saw where somebody was saying that they think Hakeem Adeniji, they think he could be Guyton. They think he could push Guyton. It's going to be a great training camp. But if I'm not mistaken, there's been people saying that they believe that Hakeem Adeniji can push Tyler Guyton. And then again, we got to see what Terrence Steele is. What is Terrence Steele? Can a Johnny Cornelius push him? But I tell you this, Brock Hoffman's going to be pushing everybody. Brock Hoffman is going to be pushing everybody. We got questioned at left tackle and right tackle. I am very interested to see what that looks like in training camp. I am. USMC, appreciate the super chat. Okay, USMC, he says he thinks that the secondary is more of a priority. I can see that. Because, and I would assume that you're talking about not just cornerbacks, but safeties too. Yeah, we're going to have a battle this year in training camp. The Cowboys did not pay Marquise Bell not to start. I think Marquise Bell takes the spot of one of those safeties. And then we'll see if Wanye Thomas can work his way in there too. And then maybe the Cowboys can either flat out either cut them or trade them. But again, on our offensive line, man, we got questions at tackle. Because last time we saw these guys, boy, it was rough out there. I think Terrence Steele started to improve some towards the end of the year. But so if we were to choose 4 players on offense, talking about us making these huge steps to be a 13-win team, 15-win team, 13-win team, 12-win team, 11-win team. And if we even go beyond 13, Tyler Guyton has got to make a step this year. Tyler Guyton has got to make a step, guys. Tyler Guyton has got to make a step. And if he doesn't make the step, the Cowboys have to decide sooner than later. Austin Richards, step on up. Terrence Steele, man, he got to be better. He has got to be better. Terrence Steele was terrible last year, especially towards the beginning. He was terrible. Another player we need, I'm just telling us, we need Jake Ferguson. We need Jake Ferguson to make a step. We can't go another season talking about what Jake Ferguson is and what happened to Jake Ferguson and why this didn't happen with Jake Ferguson. Nah, y'all, we can't do another year with this. We cannot do another year with Jake Ferguson not being who Jake Ferguson is supposed to be. The Cowboys need Jake Ferguson to step it all the way up. All the way up. And I'm hoping he gets pushed by Rivaldo Neville Jr. and Tyler Neville. Rivaldo Fairweather and Tyler Neville. Not only that, I hope Schoonmaker takes a step and pushes Ferguson extremely hard. Brevin Stanford, he looked really good last year. But the Cowboys, to me, they need a dynamic tight end. Ferguson needs to own the seam this year. Either him or Schoonmaker need to own the seams, or even Rivaldo Fairweather or Tyler Neville. We'll see how it turns out. But we need Ferguson, man. We need Jake Ferguson to take another step. And I'm going to tell y'all this, and I'm going to be talking about this the entire offseason. The Cowboys need Jalen Tolbert to take another step. The Cowboys need Jalen Tolbert and Mingo to take a step, because I'm going to tell you, the Cowboys will absolutely play teams. Teams that come to my mind: Denver Broncos, Detroit Lions, Kansas City Chiefs to a degree. There will be teams that the Cowboys will play in the regular season, and there will be teams they will play in the playoffs that they might be able to match up against CeeDee Lamb and George Pickens. I'm not saying they're going to stop them all day long. They will be able to match up. The third wide receiver on this team just became vital. The third receiver on this team has got to really step it up, man. Jalen Tolbert, if he's going to be the number 3 on this team, Jalen Tolbert needs to prove that he's the number 3 on this team. Jonathan Mingo. And I think Jalen Tolbert has more to prove than Mingo. I mean, I don't know. I'm just not really expecting as much from Mingo because, he came from Carolina. Some people are looking at his body type and they're saying, man, this dude is this and that and the other. But I'm not doing that. I think Jalen Tolbert has more to prove. Yeah, Jalen Tolbert, some people say he's been here longer. We're done with Jalen Tolbert. No, Jalen Tolbert, man, he's been here long enough that he has got to make a crazy step. Because the number 3 wide receiver on this team is going to be able to eat. The number 3 receiver on this team is going to have an absolute opportunity to eat on a regular basis if they will catch the ball. There will be teams that will be able to hold both of our wide receivers. We're going to need a third wide receiver that can get open. And Kevontae Turpin, I do think, will help in that. I think Jaden Blue is going to help in that. I am just salivating to see the Cowboys put Kevontae Turpin and Jaden Blue on the field at the same time. Maybe even lining up Jaden Blue in the slot every now and then. But again, they are going to need that third wide receiver to step up. They are. And then the biggest thing, I'm just telling us up front, if Dak Prescott stays healthy, everything falls into place for the Cowboys. Everything falls into place for the Cowboys if Dak Prescott stays healthy. Straight up. If Dak stays healthy, we in this thing. We're in it. And we're not going to have any problems. All right, let me read some comments before I get out of here today. Got to continue with my construction. Let me start at Big Mace. He says he going to guard Pickens, so we on who on CD? The Cooper guy, yeah. Hey, okay, y'all having a good discussion, I'm pretty sure, about who's going to cover who. Derek Grimsley said, gee, the addition of George Pickens, the seam should be wide open most of the time for Jake Ferguson. Yeah, and he better catch it too. Not only does he need to catch it, we need him to make big plays. He needs to be dynamic the way Travis Kelce said he was going to be. He needs to be dynamic. He does. CB, Tolbert and Dak been working. Yeah, I do think that Dak wants Tolbert to be successful. And I do. I want Tolbert to be successful. I want him to make another step. I also want Jonathan Mingo to push him hard. And may the best man win. Yes, sir. Georgia George tuning in. Appreciate you. Let's go. Madman, yeah, Tolbert gets better every year. I will agree with him. I will agree with you there. Cooks helped him last 2 years. Yeah. And I'll tell you this, them getting George Pickens would really make me step it up. Really make me step it up. Yeah, Derek, yeah. Turpin will be wide receiver 3. I don't think he'll be the constant wide receiver 3. Yeah, I don't think he'll be the constant wide receiver 3. And as a matter of fact, he's really the wide receiver 4. But I do think he'll get his opportunities on the field, for sure. He'll get his opportunities on the field because he's got too much speed. Yeah, there's no way they're not going to put him in. Yeah, with George Pickens, he better cook the middle of the field if you're talking about, what's the name? Infamous protege, he says Tolbert is nothing but a sleeper. Possibly. We're going to see. We're going to see. He got to step it up. I'm actually laughing. Reginald called him Colbert. Man, Tolbert got to, man, I want my man Tolbert to step it up. I do. Yes, sir. George said, I love the 3 Tyler system. Yeah, we got to get one of them Tyler systems to step up, though. And it's got to be Tyler Guyton. Yeah, Fairweather. Yeah, I'll be watching Fairweather in training camp. Yeah, man. Training camp is going to be absolutely awesome. I'm ready to see some of these battles, man. My man Reginald Jackson, he said, y'all put some respect on Mitchell's name. Alfredo said, gee, have you heard the report stating that Shiloh Sanders entered the Tampa Bay practice field acting like he owned the place, barking out orders, and some of the vets didn't exactly approve of it? I didn't, but I from what I've seen about Shiloh, man, they said he been doing good. At least from what I've seen. They said Shiloh been doing good at Tampa Bay. Man, let me tell you something. Shiloh gonna make this league. Yeah, Shiloh is going to make this league. He's going to play in this league. If it's not with Tampa Bay, it'll be with somebody else. He's going to make the league. Lord Nova, no doubt. We got 2 wide receivers. One, I absolutely love it. Yep, that's it, Skeptical fan. Ferguson needs to stay healthy. Needs to stay healthy. And we got to make sure Dak stays healthy too. We have to keep Dak. They're going to have to keep Dak upright. And I think one of the things that's going to help with that is going to be running the ball. Madman said we don't have any wide receiver 2s. Yeah, we got a 1A, a 1B, a 3A, and a 3B. And you know, you make a good point, Madman. Tolbert needs to step up. Him and Mingo needs to be 2s. Because we don't have a 2. Not in George Pickens. George Pickens is a 1, and everybody knows it. George Pickens has been cooking number 1 cornerbacks. Pickens has been cooking them. He has. He's been cooking them. So they need Tolbert to be. They need to really. Him and Mingo need to step up into being 2s. Grimsley said, "Do you think this defense alarm will? Yeah, the defense is going to be much improved. Even with as much as we're saying we want a cornerback, you know, we want a corner, we want a defensive tackle, you know, with all of the things that we're saying that we want on the Cowboys team, man, the Cowboys are already ready to compete. On paper, they're already ready to compete. There is no doubt. Cowboys are already ready to to compete. Reginald Jackson, boy, I'm telling you, man, it is going to be off the chain, boy, when we play y'all. Boy, them two Philly Dallas games going to be crazy. Madman said, I said before the draft, I wanted Shiloh. Man, I was surprised that Jerry didn't get Shiloh, Madman. I thought he was going to bring him in as an undrafted free agent. Aztec, I'm with you. Training camp is going to be amazing this year. Iceberg Slim, my man, what's going on? He said Kaylee Rambo is going to get child abuse. Yeah. CB, yeah. And CB, I don't think they're going to get worried about the Cowboys. I don't think the league are going to get worried about the Cowboys until after Thanksgiving. After Thanksgiving, I think the league is going to start talking about the Cowboys, and then they're going to start heaping on the expectations. They're going to start heaping on the expectations. And I won't be surprised if the Cowboys lose the first game, and then you'll have the Stephen A. Smiths, you'll have the Shady McCoys, you'll have all those people. They'll be already counting the Cowboys out, and then the Cowboys will come back and go 5 games in a row, 5-1. Then we'll get to that We'll get to that Kansas City game, but we'll win that one. And then we're going to see, again, the expectations will be heaped on the Cowboys. George, he said, what about Jalen Brooks? Nah, man. He's got a little bit of opportunity in real game, so what do you think? Nah. Is he necessary somehow? Is he still with us? Because I haven't heard. He's still with us. I believe he's going to be a casualty. I believe Jalen Brooks is going to be a casualty. I'm really interested, too, of what's going to happen with Trayshawn Holden. I'm very interested to see what happens with Trayshawn Holden. George, Iceberg Slim said Iceberg Slim said Jalen Brooks is garbage. He said he's garbage. Pooby D, he said, I think Elam will shock people this season. I think the Cowboys are banking on Elam. I think the Cowboys want Elam to be a big part of this team. I do. Yeah, we're going to compete with the Eagles for sure. I think we're going to split. I think we're going to split with the Eagles, no doubt in my mind. Yeah, I think we're going to split. Big May said, with Cooper Rush, just wait until Mitchell sees the Eagles' dad. Man, I'm telling you, it is going to be a fantastic season for the Dallas Cowboys. And I was also looking over here, and I'm going to do some investigating on this. I thought it was funny. They talked to Troy Aikman. And it looks like that Troy Aikman is kind of walking back the comment that he made about the Cowboys going to the Super Bowl. He said he was doing it to kind of tease Michael Strahan. But he also stood on business. And he said that because of the way the Cowboys have been moving in the offseason, he's saying, but he also thinks the Cowboys are going to shock a lot of people. I do too. I think there is no doubt about it. The Cowboys are going to shock quite a few people. The Cowboys are going to be way better than a lot of people think. Way better than a lot of people think. Man. I appreciate y'all rocking with me today. The Cowboys are set up for success. I love the fact that the Cowboys have what people are calling a hard schedule. I wouldn't want it any other way. I would not want it any other way. I want the Cowboys to have a tough schedule. It's going to build the Cowboys into the team that everybody wants them to be. Intelligent Savage said, I'm shocked we didn't bring in more cornerbacks in free agency to cover bases with all the injuries we currently have at cornerback. I think they're banking on some of them coming back healthy. Reginald Jackson said, like I said, it's a pick 'em with this game. We lost a lot of players. Yeah, hey, Reginald. That's straight up facts. I'm very interested to see how you guys look. The Eagles are going to look different, man. They're going to look different. But if I know Howie Roseman is loading up not for a Super Bowl this year. Howie Roseman is loading up for another Super Bowl run next year. They went in 22. They went in 24. He's going to recalibrate, and they're going to try to go again in 26. You guys will be competitive, but I don't think you're going to go back-to-back. That's hard to do. Yeah, Dak should stay healthy because of our offense. We should be predicated on the run. Yeah. Play action also. Yeah. Randall, both sides want a deal done. What happened, but likely after training camp. Azteca, he said, good stream, G. Cowboys offseason has been interesting. We'll continue. Oh, yeah, man. June 1st is going to be exciting. June 1st is going to be exciting, man. That's when we're going to really see some movement. Turpin, wide receiver 3. Yes, sir. Michael Smooth, take care. Appreciate you. Iceberg Slim. Oh, yeah, y'all having that debate on the Cowboys and the Eagles. Man, it's going to be great. I love the banner. George, our schedule is an example of an early test that we ought to pass the best we can. A lot of eyes on us. Yes, sir. They gave us all these primetime games. I think the league is telling us something. I'm just telling us. I think this league is telling us something. So again, Appreciate y'all rocking with me. Y'all make sure y'all like, share, subscribe on the way out. Let's hit that new season. When the season starts, this gonna be our music. Let's hit that new season music on the way out. Appreciate y'all. Peace. Let's go.
Yo, G.